Hey there, everybody. Welcome into this Friday edition of ESPN FC's Extra Time. Stuart Robson, Shaka Hislop, Sebastian Salazar here with you. We've got your questions off of Twitter. Frank McManaman submits the first one. Robbo, how happy are you about predicting Liverpool as Premier League champions? Alternately, Shaka, are you disappointed that you chose City? Shaka, we'll start with you.
I'm not disappointed I chose City. I think most people did to start the season. I am very surprised as to exactly how good Liverpool were and deserving champions. So, short answer to that is no, I don't feel disappointed at all.
Robbo, chance to puff your chest out here.
Well,
don't give them that
chance.
chance.
Shield, where they played against Man City and they ran Man City off the park in the second half. They were also the European champions, and I think that gave them the confidence for this season. And that's why I thought they might have that extra edge. So yeah, I can puff my chest out and say that I got it right for once. Not often.
Two ex-Hammers on the panel. Is there any hope left for West Ham? Shaka, you first.
Yes, there is. West Ham still have to play Norwich, and the final game of the season is Aston Villa. Villa's running themselves isn't very easy. So hopefully they'll be down by the last game of the season, which should make it a formality for West Ham in playing an already relegated side. I know that's also that has its own challenges. And similarly, I don't think Bournemouth has an easy run-in either. I think as a result, West Ham get the points they need just.
Bravo, you optimistic?
Yeah, I'm going to go along with Shaka. I was really disappointed with their performance against Spurs, against a Spurs side that looks slightly ragged at times. They still haven't got the shape that Mourinho wants. I would like to see Bowen get more chances. I think he's very good on the right-hand side. He looked their best player going forward. So I think West Ham will just avoid relegation, but it will be just about. They're not a good side at the moment. David Moyes hasn't really inspired them, but they'll get away with it.
For Shaka, how was it like playing under Harry Redknapp? Any transfer stories he has to share with us? Shaka?
My lawyer isn't on this extra time, so I've got no transfer stories to share with anyone. That being said, I love playing under Harry.
Ever.
Harry is one of the real characters of the game, and I think his strength as a manager was in his man management skills. He got the best out of players, and he certainly got the best out of me. You could probably say the same for players like Paulo Di Canio, Trevor Sinclair, and the list is endless. But it was always fun. It was always interesting.
Robbo, favorite league to commentate on?
I've been commentating on Serie A for quite some while, and I really enjoy it. The only disappointment sometimes is there aren't too many crowds. There's no crowd at the moment, but when some of the big games are taking place and you look at the Stadio Olimpico and it's half empty at times. But in terms of tactics, in terms of the way the game's played, in terms of the sort of atmosphere that you can get when the grounds are full, I love commentating on Serie A. I think it's a good league and much better than people give it credit for.
Speaking of Serie A, Shaka, should Manchester City sign Koulibaly?
Yeah, Manchester City need centre-back. I don't feel they have enough quality in that position and certainly not enough depth. I was surprised that they didn't address that last summer. They have to this. There aren't many that are available, and I believe Koulibaly you can prize him away this time around, given everything he's had to endure and some of his displeasures that he's already voiced.
Robbo, which team do you enjoy watching the most this season, and why is it inevitably Atalanta?
I'm going to say Atalanta, as it's been sort of said that I should say that. Atalanta, on their day, are a magnificent side. They can beat anybody, even when they're 2-0 down as they were against Lazio. They can play outstanding football. They didn't even have Ilicic on the field at the time. Javi Gomez is the player that makes them tick, but they've got good players all around the field. They play with a certain system which they know, but they can change it. There's a lot of rotation in their position, and you always fancy them to score goals. And I'm looking forward to seeing them in the Champions League. They could be dark horses.
All right, gentlemen, we opened Extra Time talking about your predictions from last year appropriate, I guess, that we would go for way too early predictions for next season. Early prediction of your top 3 Premier League title contenders for next season, Shaka.
Top 3 contenders for next season. I'm going to go with the obvious 2, Liverpool and Manchester City. I'm assuming you aren't asking for them in order, so I'm just going to blurt them out, and don't hold this against me in 12 months' time and ask me if I'm disappointed and get Robbo to puff out his chest even more. And third, United. But I'm not overly convinced by that. But the other contenders have just as many question marks.
Shaka, say that one more time for me, just so I hear it good.
Why doing this to me, Seb? I'm saying that as we sit right now, the team with the fewest question marks ahead of next season, all other things being equal, is Manchester United.
Robbo, you agree?
I'm not going to agree on this one. I think it'd be tight, but I'm going to go for Chelsea. Timo Werner joining them. They've got 1 or 2 other. I think they're going to spend quite a bit of money. They look as though they're getting their game together. Some of the young players are still developing. Frank Lampard looks as though he's doing a decent job, and he's got the backing of the players. I think Chelsea will come third, and it'd be neck and neck between Liverpool and Manchester City. Liverpool just to nick it.
All right. That'll do it for this edition of Extra Time. Shaka, Stuart, thank you very much. We'll be back on tomorrow's show. Don't miss it. Last day of the Bundesliga plus Manchester United in action in the FA Cup.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.